नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत करता हूँ आपके अपने चैनल टेक्नोविल्स में। मैं हूँ आपका दोस्त अमन सारडा और यहाँ पर आप जानते हैं हम खेल रहे हैं ब्लैक सैड और कल हमने थोड़ा बहुत खेला है। आज पार्ट 2 लेके आए हैं, तो चलिए चालू करते हैं और आशा करेंगे कि आपको गेम प्ले अच्छा लगेगा। अगर लगता है तो वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना मत भूलिएगा, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा और शेयर कीजिए और जितना हो सके इससे फैलाइए। तो चलिए, और अगर आप फेसबुक पे देखते हैं तो वहाँ पे भी लाइक कीजिए हमारे पेज को, वीडियो को लाइक शेयर करिए और बताइए कैसा लगता है आपको गेम प्ले। तो चलिए चालू करते हैं। अगर आप कल की हमारी स्ट्रीम नहीं देख पाए तो जाइए चैनल पे, स्ट्रीम आप चेक कर सकते हैं। ब्लैकसैड अंडर द स्किन। नाइस, इससे खूबसूरत स्टार्टिंग क्या हो सकती है। चलिए कंटिन्यू करते हैं। ओके, तो कल आपने देखा ये किस प्रकार से गेम है ये। यहाँ पे बाद में हमने स्ट्रीम बंद करने के बाद थोड़ा सा इसको समझने की कोशिश की और यहाँ पे चीज़ें समझ में आई। ये जो हिंट्स मिलते हैं, क्लूज मिलते हैं, उस पर वर्क करना है और उससे ये स्टोरी आगे बढ़ती रहेगी। तो कल हमने एक क्लू कर दिया था लाइव स्ट्रीम के बाद में, परंतु हमने उसके बाद आगे खेला नहीं। तो आज हम यहाँ पे और ये खेलेंगे, तो देखते हैं कहाँ तक ये जाती है स्टोरी। कल से हम परफेक्ट 1 बजे आपके लिए स्ट्रीम लेके आएंगे। आप देख सकते हैं अब रेंडर हुआ है, ये देखिए। ठीक है, तो चलिए F2 सही। तो यही हमने करा था कल, परंतु वो सेव नहीं हुआ।
The combination to the safe.
नाइस। तो यहाँ पे एक और क्लू आ चुका है, तो उसे भी कंप्लीट करते हैं और उसके बाद हमारे को हो सकता है सेफ का पासवर्ड मिल जाए। ओके, तो सिंपल सी बात है कि अगर इसका बर्थडे की डेट पता लगानी है तो हमारे को इसमें मिल सकती है। नाइस। Nicely done. यस, अब सेव हो चुका है।
And there it was, Mary's birthday, a week prior to that very day.
Yo! Here, password. Okay.
You open the safe?
Yeah, and I think you need to see this. Can you tell me what it says?
All right. I think this might be useful for the investigation, Mr. Detective. He left everything to me, except some boxing trophies and knickknacks that'll go to Bobby Yale.
Do you think Bobby Yale read it before he disappeared?
Maybe.
When was it signed?
It was written 4 years ago, just weeks after I moved to Buffalo.
Congratulations. You're one lucky lady.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
All right. Thanks.
Let's see. और क्या-क्या चीजें? नीचे गन है.
I never would have taken Dunn for a gun owner. A few bucks. Just petty cash.
Nothing else. वो कुछ और नहीं है यहाँ पे. सिर्फ यही था. No. Here's something. No. नहीं है. There is nothing. Let's see. एक बार इससे बात करके देखते हैं कुछ इसको मिला क्या हो.
I never asked about the gym's insurance.
That's exactly what I'm reading now. So far, it looks like your standard small business policy.
You see, I've got this friend. He's a journalist, and, the thing is, well, he would like to interview you.
Why?
A woman running a boxing gym? That's quite the story.
And how did this friend of yours find out, exactly?
I'm pretty sure he saw the,
I don't even want to hear you. I just hope you prove your professional worth before the day is over.
big, bright eyes. Looks well rested. Either she didn't mourn her father, or she really knows how to work that makeup.
Okay, so nothing else.
I think I know who had your mother's ring.
You do?
Mary Purnell. I think she was in love with your father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so मैंने गलत चॉइस ले ली. क्या हम चेंज कर सकते हैं? नहीं कर सकते।
You open the safe?
Yeah, and I think you need to see this. Can you tell me what it says?
All right. I think this might be useful for the investigation, Mr. Detective. He left everything to me, except some boxing trophies and knickknacks that'll go to Bobby Yale.
Do you think Bobby Yale read it before he disappeared?
Maybe.
When was it signed?
It was written 4 years ago, just weeks after I moved to Buffalo.
All right. Thanks.
बचा लिया मैंने, I think so.
I never asked about the gym's insurance.
That's exactly what I'm reading now. So far, it looks like your standard small business policy.
Thanks. That's it for now. I get it. You don't like me. But there's something you need to know.
I'm all ears.
Rest assured, I'll find Bobby Yale.
Duly noted, Mr. Blacksad.
I never would have taken Dunn for a gun owner. A few bucks. Just petty cash.
Nothing else. So let's talk to Puri. कुछ है इससे बात करने में? What?
Did you know Joe Dunn had a gun in his safe?
No way, man. He hated firearms. Although, when Bobby Yale was a teenager, he went through a crazy phase. Even dropped out of the gym and joined the gang. Nothing serious. Early one morning, he broke in the gym. Joe was already here and caught him red-handed. Bobby pointed the gun at Dunn and ordered him to open the safe. So, Joe opened it and asked Bobby to put the gun aside, leave the gang and start boxing again. I got here 5 minutes later and found Bobby crying like a baby in Joe's arms. Then he just stood up and put on his gloves.
Keep training, buddy. Keep training. You look good. Okay. Something we have. Nothing. No. हो सकता है वो अपन को जानकारी वो इसकी जो गर्लफ्रेंड है उससे मिल जाए। या भाई साहब कितनी एक्सरसाइज करोगे, मतलब कितनी बॉक्सिंग करोगे। लेट्स चेक आउट। लेट्स गो। गाइस क्या म्यूजिक लगाएंगे, मतलब इसका बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक ऑन करें क्या? रिस्क तो है इसमें। चलो
I know you're hiding something.
What?
You know what? You're the only woman who ever called Dunn Joey, except his late wife.
Oh, my goodness. I can't talk here. My shift is over in 10 minutes. Can you wait a while?
Okay.
Can I get a refill over here, Mary?
Coming right up.
Okay. Good.
Mary Purnell, the angel Joe Dunn found in his golden years.
We've been seeing each other for almost 2 years. It all started with, well, weekdays I start cleaning the gym at dawn, before my shift at the diner. Joey always came in early, just a little after I got there. He used to say it was the best time for the worst task of the day.
Oh, I know exactly what he meant. Worked out first thing, huh?
Oh, no. He used to say that showing his boxers how to fight was exercise enough. Paperwork. He just hated it. But that was just him. Instead of putting off the things he couldn't stand, he did them as soon as possible. One morning, he saw me crying. I was having a rough day and...
He tried to make you smile.
He pointed at the coffee machine. You need a cup of joe and some fresh air. That was the first of many cups on the rooftop.
Which is where you seduced him.
I'm a decent woman, Mr. Blacksad. You might be too young to understand this, but real love has little to do with seduction. One day, we realized those rooftop coffees were the best part of our day. So we began to spend more time together.
But you never told anyone. Or perhaps you told someone else?
No one. Joey didn't want Sonia to hear about it from someone else before we were sure of the relationship. He was afraid that our relationship would only make matters worse. Until one day, on the rooftop, we realized just how serious our relationship was. and we decided to turn those moments into a lifetime.
So he asked you to marry him?
Yes, of course. He gave me the wedding ring, and we decided to tell the world. He said he needed to share that happiness with his little girl. Turns out, he wasn't that happy after all.
What about Yale? Wasn't he like a son to him?
Maybe you already noticed, I have a slight cold. I really should be heading home.
Maybe you should cover your neck.
I lost my scarf a while back, not sure where. And now, if you'll excuse me, that's my bus stop. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Blacksad.
But
There is something. Yes. Okay, so we have a new clue. Let's stand here. There is no clue. Let's check it out. कुछ अंदर मिला. I think so. I need to talk to Sonia.
you see, I've got this friend. He's a journalist, and the thing is, well, on second thought, forget I said anything.
I see. Quick to forget your friends.
There's something I never asked you about your father's will. All right.
वही चीज़ है कोई.
Thanks.
बट मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि वो डिटेल मिल सकती है इससे. लेट्स सी, एक बार देखते हैं. Try to. I know who has your mother's ring.
I think I know who had your mother's ring.
You do?
On second thought, I don't really
क्योंकि
know.
ऑप्शन ही नहीं है
Not
मेरा.
knowing seems to be one of your strong suits.
You kept the marriage secret. I want to. क्या मुझे कुछ ऊपर मिल सकता है? Let's see. गाइस बाहर की नॉइज़ के लिए माफ़ कीजिएगा। सो यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं है, ये तो कंफर्म है। लेट्स सी, अगर कुछ, ऐसे तो मुझे नहीं लगता क्लू है, परंतु लेट सी कुछ है क्या। सो या क्लू तो नहीं है अभी। अब हमारे को मालूम पड़ सकता है तो गोरिल्ला से, हमारे दोस्त से, अगर उसके पास कोई जानकारी होगी तो। लेट्स चेक इट आउट। नथिंग, उसके पास कोई जानकारी, पैसा वैसे देखना है, डरा देता है। एक मिनट, इधर आ।
I don't know why. Something just doesn't add up.
NYPD, let's see.
I'd prefer a yellow Cadillac, but I can't complain.
येलो कलर पसंद है इसको.
Damn.
बराबर देखो. सो या कुछ ऐसा खास मिल नहीं रहा है, तो हो सकता है अब सोनिया के पास ही कोई जवाब मिले. वो तो कहीं नजर नहीं रहा. तो वो कब होगा? Sorry guys. सही है. अब सोनिया ही रह गई है. इसको कुछ आइडिया हो सकता है, पर तो कहीं जानकारी दिख नहीं रही. क्लूज भी कोई अवेलेबल नहीं अभी. कुछ एडअप हो पाएगा इससे?
Sonia's measurements stop at 18, and there's a gap in Bobby's between ages 15 and 17.
Nothing होगा वही. वेट करें इसको भी. Yes.
Did you find anything interesting in those papers?
No. Investigation work takes time, as I'm sure you know.
ठीक है. Great guys. मेरे हिसाब से मैंने nothing else. Nope, nope, nope. अब क्या करें?
What exactly was he saying?
Something like, if you do that, I'll call off the fight and make sure you never set foot in this gym again.
Yeah. बहुत कड़क आवाज में. ये कुछ बता सकता है? अब तो यही ऑप्शन है.
Smirnoff.
Hey, it's me again. Thing is, Joe Dunn's daughter hired me.
All right, thanks, Joe. But I still don't get it. Any signs of foul play?
His pupil, Bobby Yale, no one's seen him since Dunn hanged himself.
Well, his coach killed himself a few weeks before his big fight. Must be drowning his bad luck in booze in some gutter somewhere.
So, are you gonna help me?
Anyway, I'm afraid I don't have anything useful to share. And it seems like you don't either. But if you do find something, give me a call.
I helped you with your little problem when they killed Natalia.
And we agreed not to talk about it ever again. See you, John. Always a pleasure.
तो वो हेल्प कर सकता है. लेट्स ट्राई अगेन. और कोई चीज़ दिख नहीं रही है क्योंकि सोनिया का भी जो डायलॉग था वो भी ख़त्म हो चुका है. लेट्स ट्राई अगेन. लेट्स सी व्हाट विल बी. अरे भैया कॉइन तो डालो. Yeah, it's me again.
Smirnoff.
I think I have a new lead on the Dunn case. Dunn and the gym's cleaning lady were about to get married.
Great. Call What's News. They'll know what to do with such an incredibly interesting piece of information.
The combination on Dunn's safe was her birthday. He even gave her a ring. You know, your typical suicidal bliss.
Okay, I'm still not convinced, but I might have something for you.
देखा, मेरे को लग ही रहा था. बट क्या मैंने गलती कर दी है ये चीज़ बता के? ऑटो फोल्डर. ओके.
Life is off and off key, like a bad song. The notes come together but feel flat, unable to create anything resembling music. And yet, there are ways to string them together to create harmony. Ways that are not always entirely in our hands.
ये चश्मा बहुत सही
You
जगह
look
लगा.
tired, John.
I can't help it. It's just the way we cats are.
Well, I can't help but be glad to see you. Yep, I'm beat. I'm starving. Just got back from the annual police medical. Not only did I have to fast, but I also had to chug 2 enormous glasses of water. John, you all right?
I'm always all right.
Yep, that's the problem with us men. The thing is, I'd love to help you out with this case, but I can't. You know I work for the state of New York. If I had any information, I couldn't share it with a private eye. Even if it was lying on top of this table.
You drank 2 huge glasses of water. How are your kidneys coping with that?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should go to the... If you'll excuse me.
Okay. Dark brown, 47. ठीक है. Approx 7 p.m. Four ring-shaped mark around the intersection. Okay.
Interesting.
Now I feel even thinner. So do my kidneys.
Thanks.
Truth is, John, it all seemed clear to me before, but now? Please, promise me you won't take the law into your own hands.
I can't say
I'd like
that.
to think we're not just vigilantes.
I'll try, but sometimes there's no alternative.
All right. In any case, keep me posted, will you?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, you can count on it.
Take care, John.
As always, Smirnov had given me new, potentially relevant information. Not to mention second thoughts. When an old dog like him gets that serious, one must be prepared to bite.
There is a 2 clues. एक नहीं 2 clue मिले. So ये बहुत गजब की बात है. Let's find out. Okay. Four different neck marks थे. I think so. I think so. Wait. Wait guys. पहले वहाँ पे चलते हैं आराम से. वहाँ पे खड़े होकर अपन इस पे चर्चा विमर्श करते. एक बार इनसे बात करके देखते हैं, कुछ इनसे भी अपन को डिटेल मिले तो कहीं। वो देखता मस्त है, इसकी तो क्यों आया तू? कीप ट्रेनिंग। Let's see. एक मिनट कैंसिल नहीं हो सकता इसका।
I'm much taller than Dunn, and I can barely reach the noose. There's no way Dunn hanged himself. Not on his own, at least.
Yeah.
Bobby Yale. I don't know if you had a motive to kill Dunn, but you certainly had the murder weapon.
एक और मिल गया।
Christ.
Nice.
Did Yale kill Dunn just because he wanted to call off the fight?
I always knew Bobby had issues. But I never thought he'd go that far.
Everything seems to point in that direction. I'm certain of it.
But he could have been framed, couldn't he?
What? There is a bug?
In any case, that doesn't change a thing.
It does, actually. Now we know he didn't kill himself.
My father's still dead, and you still haven't found Bobby Yale. Nothing has changed. Opening the safe and finding my father's will won't help us achieve anything. So please hurry. Time's wasting.
I'm trying my best. What can I do?
Sonia's indifference never ceased to amaze me. But most importantly, why was she suddenly defending Yale?
John Blacksad? I think I owe you an apology.
I know.
Do I know you? I don't seem to remember your face.
Well, maybe you remember my boys. I'm so sorry they wrinkled your suit. The thing is, they didn't know we shared a common goal. Bobby Yale. I want to find him and get to the bottom of this as much as you do, Mr. Blacksad. So please, kindly accept my invitation. Why not share our findings? Come on.
Let's go.
Of course. You don't mind me riding in this fancy car with a wrinkled suit, do you?
Aw, I think you look mighty dapper, Mr. Blacksad. Although, if those wrinkles were to rub off on me... I always play it nice and safe.
अगर मैं नहीं कहता तो राइट होती और आगे तो कुछ हो सकता मुझे जानकारी मिल जाए. Okay, there is a little bit lag.
Thank you, Blacksad. You won't regret this. So let's cut to the chase. I need Bobby Yale to fight Stone. There's just too much money at stake. So, I'm offering you my help to find Yale. Let's work together.
What kind of help do you need?
A simple exchange of information. You're a good detective, and well, let's just say I have my own ways of making people talk.
I think I'll have to pass this time.
Why? What? Do my own ways scare you? Please, hear me out. Let's say I bet a beer that we find Yale in 3 days, and you bet a beer that we don't. In 3 days, one of us has to buy the other a beer. Is that so bad? We're simply 2 grown men using our money and free will to conduct a small private exchange. And most importantly, we're not hurting anyone. So, yeah, I run a gambling business. What's so bad about that?
I can't really say.
Well, I can. Nothing. But I'll tell you what is wrong. The way our government is ruining America. We live in a so-called free country. A place where honest people can make a living, provided they don't hurt anybody. We're not communists. Well, at least I'm not.
I would have never thought otherwise. As for me, I'm not either.
Ha! Well then, you see, we're all among friends. In any case, that's not my point. The government betrays our nation's values by passing communist laws that forbid an honest man like me to make a living without hurting a soul. And that, Mr. Blacksad, is just wrong. I'd even say it's unconstitutional. Do you get my point now?
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, I get your point.
Ha! I knew you would. When the government passes these laws, there's only one legitimate weapon the people can wield. The same weapon that turned America into a great nation. Civil disobedience. So, as the proud American that I am, it's my duty to disobey.
You're bending the truth to justify organized crime.
Oh no. It might have been organized crime, but not anymore. I wasn't always a boss, you know. No, sir. I started at the bottom, when Lucky Blitzen ran the show. That good-for-nothing. His was a reign of terror, extortion, violence, you know, that sort of unpleasant thing. When I took over, I decided I'd make people want to do my bidding, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I decided to help people so they would help me.
That beating your thugs gave me was really helpful. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
Those poor bastards didn't even know you were a detective, that you were on our side.
Maybe at first, but when they tied me up and beat the socks off me, they knew very well who I was.
Seriously? That goes against my rules. Who was it?
Yeah, the two of them.
Bastards. But don't you worry. I'll have a talk with those two. I cannot tolerate this behavior. Please accept my apologies, Mr. Blacksad. You see, a lot of people work for me. Many families depend on my business. Not only that, St. Christopher's Hospice practically lives on my donations. The widows of my late employees are set for life. Their kids get free schooling. The cops leave me alone because they know my business doesn't hurt anyone. On the contrary. And, it looks like we're here.
मुझे लगता है कि किसी को और को एडप्ट करना सही नहीं रहेगा। हो सकता है कौन साथ में हो, कौन साथ में नहीं।
Yale's apartment?
I told you I'm on your side. Go ahead, search the place. I'll wait down here. When you're done, maybe you'll change your mind and share your findings with me. Or not. It's your call, Mr. Blacksad. I'll make sure you're suitably compensated. Colbert! Wilson!
Okay. Let's find out. Right, guys. एक क्लू और बचा है, उसको कंप्लीट करते हैं। has cold. इसमें मैं कुछ फाइंड नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। Let's see. ओके, तो यहाँ तो मैं कुछ फाइंड नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। एक क्लू तो है इसमें कहीं छुपा हुआ है। Someone threw a paint can in trash. Mary has a cold. चलिए अब यहाँ पे इन्वेस्टिगेशन करते हैं।
The worst thing about O'Leary's boys dropping by isn't the beating, but the fact that I can't tell what's theirs and what's Yale's. Can't say this is the ideal drink for an athlete. Then again, it could be your classic bookie thug lunch.
So let's see और कुछ मिलता है क्या? हेड करते हैं इसको। What is this?
Ugh. 17th century French fables. Mayor must be one boring old lady.
कलर उड़ गया गाइस गेम का। ये देखिए
Judging by the general state of the apartment, they were leading a quiet life. Judging by the general state of the apartment, they were leading a quiet life.
एक मिनट वो उधर उधर
Why would you want such a big closet for so few clothes? Unless someone emptied it recently.
क्या हो सकता है
Copy 1 of 3. Do you know any of his relatives?
His father, Avenarius.
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago? Nice chain. So, you like your mob stories, don't you, Bobby? Seems like Bobby inherited something more than boxing skills from his father, besides the tendency to vanish into thin air, of course. I'm not sure how Yale's love of pickles will help me crack the case, but it's good to know. A woman's fragrance. Almost angelical. means she's been here recently. But why? What does Sweet Mary have to do with Yale, the murder suspect?
Yep. One more clue.
Judging by the general state of the apartment, they were leading a quiet life.
I didn't find anything else.
Nice chain. With people like O'Leary, you just never know. I didn't want to put Mary at risk. Why not take her a little something instead? I've never trusted angels.
Mr. Blacksad? What a...
Surprise?
Surprise! Guys, what's the
When they fall, they turn into demons.
Joey told me he was going to spend the afternoon painting the gym and that Bobby would be fixing something up on the roof. So, after I found the body and called the police, I went to Bobby's place, but he wasn't there.
How did you open the door to his apartment?
I think it was already open. Everything is so confusing. I'm sorry, Mr. Blacksad.
Don't be. I'm here to figure it all out. What's your relationship with Bobby Yale?
He was like a son to Joey, and we were about to get married, so, you know.
Okay, I think it's time to set things straight. I knew you were cheating on Dunn with Yale. Or was it the other way around?
No! How can you even think of something like that?
How can you convince me otherwise? I found a picture at Yale's apartment. It's you and him on a roller coaster. Care to explain, Miss Purnell?
I'm not white, Mr. Blacksad.
What?
7 of my great-grandparents were white. The 8th was black. According to law, I'm a black citizen, even if my skin says the contrary. Do you know what that means when you're born in North Arlington, Alabama?
Segregated housing, with far worse homes for colored people.
We even have different water fountains, for God's sake. The separate but equal doctrine and all that.
That baloney.
And all the lies. That's why I moved here. No one knows what color my great-grandparents were.
I'm black too, and I don't hide it.
Well, at least you're a man.
In any case, what's that have to do with Bobby Yale?
He's my nephew, Mr. Blacksad. Joe and I first started taking care of poor Bobby when my sister died. That was when he was almost 15. The 3 of us went on that trip to Luna Park.
So this is where Joe Dunn comes in.
Bobby was the only one who knew about me and Joey. We were afraid that someone would use my past to ruin his career.
It's not the first time I hear that story. You should have told me this sooner.
I've been hiding it all my life. I'm sorry.
तो मैं क्या करूं? गिल्टी है तो गिल्टी बहना उसको.
Mary smells like... Actually, the whole room smells like a pie fresh out of the oven, so I can't identify any other fragrances. TV and radio all in one. Where will these mad times lead us? Fresh out of the oven. The whole room smells like pie.
Okay.
That cherry pie smells so good. I'm starting to get hungry.
Thanks. I pulled it out of the oven right before you arrived. Oh, where are my manners? I'm the worst hostess in the world. Let me go get a knife from the kitchen. And you must be thirsty. Let me see. OJ? Coffee?
Eh,
I'll take some coffee, thanks. She's wearing the same clothes in both pictures, so she's probably telling the truth. That's some beautiful artwork you got there.
what the heck is this? No. Oh man, it's...
About Sonia Dunn and the ring. Well, I told her about you and Joe Dunn. I had no choice.
And what did she say?
I don't think she took it too well, but she might come to understand it.
Maybe. But I'm not so sure you'll be able to keep my other secrets safe.
I couldn't help but notice a queen-size bed in the room.
You what?
Sorry. I had to make sure Bobby Yale wasn't hiding in there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Joey bought this place. It was going to be our home after the wedding. I left my apartment and moved in so I could save some money.
If he had left his own apartment and moved in, you could have saved twice the money.
I'm no hooker, Mr. Blacksad.
Are you sure you don't know where your nephew is?
I've looked everywhere. He's nowhere to be found.
Don't worry. I'll find him.
Thank you.
Your secret is safe with me.
I believe you. Thanks.
No, one more thing.
You should open a bakery and sell these pies.
Thanks. Joey used to say the same thing.
Find something.
Now that there's almost no pie left, the scent has also disappeared. Interesting. Now Mary smells like a huge dog. Mary, when are you going to stop lying? I know your nephew is here. I can smell him.
What? No. I already told you I don't know where he is.
Stop playing around and tell me. Where is he?
You can search the whole house if you want. Go ahead. He's not here.
If he's not here right now, he must have left shortly before I got here. Where did he go?
Shortly before you got here? I wish.
Look, if he's making you do this, just tell me. I'll protect you.
Bobby would never do that.
Wait a minute. She's not the one who smells like that. That's where Bobby Yale's scent is coming from. So, that's why you were sitting there.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Could you step aside so I can check, please?
Please go.
Mary, for Christ's sake, put that knife down, would you?
Leave or I'll...
Mary, I came here to help.
I mean it.
I don't want to hurt you.
Leave her alone!
Bobby! No!
अरे यार गाइस Oh, nice. Yes. That's difficult. Okay, I found out. Oh no, you guys. It's difficult. Huh? I pressing W. What?
I'm gonna kill you!
Think about Mary, Bobby.
Don't even mention her name! Don't even mention her name!
Bobby!
Call an ambulance. Do as I say. Go on, call an ambulance. Do it now. In the face of a heart attack, there's two things you can't forget. One, stay calm. Two, 1 chest compression per second. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi. 6 Mississippi. 7 Mississippi. 8 Mississippi.
Bobby! Oh, Bobby! Thank you.
1 Mississippi.
Bobby. Bobby. Thank you.
मेरी तो आदत ही हो गई
I
पिटने
had
की।
lots of reasons to consider this a great day. I had investigated a suicide case. I had discovered that, in truth, we were dealing with a murder. I had found and captured the prime suspect. And I had saved a life. And yet, everything in me screamed that something was going wrong. Terribly wrong.
वही तो, इतनी जल्दी स्टोरी कैसे कंप्लीट हो जाएगी? There is something fishy. नाक तोड़ दी बेचारे की।
Promise me you won't take the law into your own hands. I'd like to think we're not just vigilantes.
मैंने लिया ही नहीं हाथ।
A gun!
What the hell?
Bang, bang, bang!
A fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualties.
I hate detectives.
Bang, bang, bang!
You're dead meat, cat.
That you, Smirnov?
You seem agitated. Nightmare?
Yeah, I have lot of.
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. Anyway, why don't you go home? In his current condition, Yale's not going anywhere. Besides, we'll take it from here.
Who is that? Can we trust him?
I know how to pick my men, John. You? I'm not so sure. I asked you not to get involved, or at least give me a heads up.
अच्छा वो
If I hadn't intervened, Bobby Yale could be dead.
If you had warned me, maybe we could have avoided a heart attack. Anyway, what's done is
It's
done.
done. भाई well,
When exactly did you realize that he killed Dunn?
अरे भाई साहब
Out of sheer curiosity. I'm a cop after all.
I'm not sure yet.
To be honest, I'm not so sure Yale killed anyone.
How about the motive? Any ideas?
Yale belonged to a street gang for several years. He even pointed a gun at Dunn.
Wow, that's interesting, to say the least. In any case, hopefully Yale will tell us more.
Would you let me ask him some questions when he wakes up?
I know you will, with or without my permission, so I'd rather not feel betrayed. In exchange, drop by the station when you can. Your investigation could really help my men. Who, by the way, must be waiting for me to interrogate Mary Purnell. Boy, she was hard to pry from Yale's side.
She's been through a lot in the past days. Be nice to her.
Of course. In spite of it all, we're not just vigilantes. And as for you, go get some rest. God knows you need it.
I can't promise anything.
Tell the nurses to look at that face of yours. You look like a film detective in his last scene.
I'm afraid this film isn't over yet.
For your sake, I hope you're wrong. You're in charge now, officer.
Okay.
I'll send you relief in 6 hours. Understood?
Doctor,
Oh, nice.
Who are? Oh,
Detective.
Congratulations. You fared pretty well against that kid. Better than most would have. Now, if you'll excuse me.
well, I always land on my feet. We, as a society, simply don't trust reptiles. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is our extended belief that there's logic to that distrust, that it's natural and well-founded. How's Yale? Is he awake?
Oh, yeah. Go check on him before he falls asleep again.
Thank you.
Although, try not to bother him with too many questions.
Will this have long-term effects on his health?
It's too soon to tell. He did have a heart attack after all.
Go away. I don't want to see you. The doctor told me to sleep.
I rarely get to interrogate a suspect with his guard down in a place as quiet as this. Getting the chance to study his body language with no distractions is a rare gift. His heart rate is increasing. It could mean that he's lying, but it could also just be pure, unadulterated rage. He's clenching his fist, a sign of contained anger. He's looking straight at me. If he couldn't hold my stare, I'd think he's lying. But that's not the case. Clenched fist, fast heart rate, fixed stare. He feels some genuine rage towards me. I'm sorry you don't want to see me, but... I'm afraid you'll just have to put up with me.
For now. Luckily, I just got my medication. I'll be snoozing soon.
All right, I'll just cut to the chase. Who killed Joe Dunn?
What? Are you trying to confuse me? Joe hanged himself.
I know the murder weapon was yours.
What? The rope? I don't get it. What weapon do you mean?
Don't play with me, boy. The chest expander.
An expander? I've never had one of those.
Dunn was too short to hang himself with that rope.
So, it's true? He was murdered.
All right. Let's just say that I
believe you.
believe you. The murderer killed Dunn with a chest expander and planted evidence to make us believe it was suicide. But he also left enough clues behind to make sure we found the true murder weapon. Then he put the chest expander box in your locker to frame you. Do you know anyone that twisted and who also happens to have a motive?
I don't know.
What about Frank Cassidy? Do you think he has a motive?
Maybe. A few weeks ago, Joe took me to a boxing managers association meeting.
Headed by Cassidy.
Yeah. He was obsessed with making it illegal for boxers to fight without a manager. Or without an associated manager. Everyone seemed to go along with it until Joe spoke up. He said that would lower us to mob status. That Cassidy had founded the association just to make money by monopolizing the sport. That made others think twice. And Cassidy ended up empty-handed.
Poor Cassidy. Maybe it was... What am I saying? Jake could never pull off something like that. Nothing. Never mind. Desmond O'Leary certainly seems twisted enough. Did he have anything against Dunn?
I'm not sure if they knew each other. At least not in person. About a month ago, Joe kicked one of O'Leary's men out of the gym. He was trying to give a business card to...
Jake Ostiambi.
Yeah, exactly. Did Jake tell you about that?
Something like that. What about Sonia Dunn?
Sonia? I doubt it. She's odd, but she's his daughter.
I've seen worse, believe me.
Blacksad. I think I owe you an, You know, my father disappeared when I was 6, right after winning a fight. We never heard from him again. Do you know what that does to a kid? Who knows where I'd be if Joe Dunn hadn't been in my life? Even when I lost my way and put a gun to his head years later, he still took me under his wing and managed to steer me in the right direction. And now that he's gone, you're risking your life to find his murderer. Thanks.
I'm just doing.
There is some clues.
The number of cigarette butts is inversely proportional to my hours of sleep. Ah, damn.
Let's check it out.
The hands say a lot about what's going on inside a person. Is that eye movement normal? He seems restless. Should I tell someone?
See? There's no fever whatsoever. He must be having a nightmare.
Are you sure?
Wouldn't you have nightmares too after what he went through yesterday? I know I sure wouldn't sleep.
I have nightmares myself, but those go way back.
Oh, the poor thing. Do you know what my nightmare is? It's that witch I have to work with. Oh. Good thing she's got trauma surgery at 12:30, but I wish it were a little sooner, you know? Anyway, thank you for letting me know. And for bringing him in. You don't know how excited I am to be involved in a criminal case.
It might not be important, but I need to take a look at his medical report.
Nice, yeah, nice.
Ugh. Hi.
You're awake, handsome?
They ran several tests on Bobby Yale last night after admitting him. Have the results come in yet?
No, I don't think so, handsome.
Yeah. सिगरेट उसने देखा भी सही चीज है.
I'll take a pack of Morleys, please.
Honey, get me a pack of Morleys for Mr. Handsome.
इस हॉस्पिटल में कुछ भी हो सकता है.
I won't be able to read Yale's medical report if she's around.
Nice यार guys.
Hi, Rena.
Still with us, handsome?
Come on. You've got Yale's report on the table. I can see it.
Well, that's that.
What if you show me Yale's report and I buy you dinner?
You're handsome, all right. But I'm not stupid.
I won't be able to read Yale's medical report if she's around.
How can I do that? Let's see. I think so. I need to. Do not make.
Hi, Ray.
Hi. Who are you?
Take a guess. I already gave you a clue. I know your name, so...
I don't know.
That means I'm a detective.
No way. My Uncle John is a real detective, and he's way cooler than you. Wait a minute. You're Uncle John. Uncle John, I guessed it. I'm a detective, too. Mom, it's Uncle John. I guessed it.
You got me, Ray. Congrats.
What did I win?
What do you want?
I want a gun. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Good guys don't carry guns, Ray. You know why? Because they always end up shooting someone.
Yeah, that's why they're so cool. Oops, Mom's coming. Bye, Uncle John.
Ray, is that the way you say goodbye to your uncle?
Oops. Love you, Uncle John.
Now go put on your jacket. We're late.
Bang, bang, bang.
What a surprise. How are you?
Hey, Donna.
Bang, bang, bang.
Everything's fine. Don't you worry about me.
I do worry about you. Especially when you tell me not to.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Hey, we're kind of in a hurry. Ray's got a dentist appointment. I'll call you soon, okay? I'm really sorry.
Sure. One last thing.
Ray, hurry up. We have to go.
Love you, sis.
And I love you, little brother. Okay, now I really have to go. Bye, John.
Bye, Uncle John. Bang, bang, bang.
ओके, तो ये इसके चलता रहता है. लेट्स कॉल वीकली. वो कर क्या रहा है?
Dunn's Gym. Jake Ostiumbe speaking.
Jake, it's Blacksad. I just wanted to...
I have work to do, John. Call you later. Ronald, get on that ring!
Let's F2. So we have many clues. Let's
It seems like the Doe nurse will be assisting Dr. Talbot during his 12:30 surgery. In 4 hours. Could I get them to operate any sooner? No, the footprints don't match. If Yale killed Dunn, he did it without stepping in the paint, or in different shoes.
Okay.
Jerry Highfill. Long time no see.
Blacksad, I didn't want to wake you. How's the boy?
Asleep.
I hope he recovers in time for the fight. I got tickets. Although between you and me, he doesn't stand a chance. It'll be a fun bout, nonetheless. Not like this. God, this is boring.
Are the odds against Yale that bad?
The boy's talented, don't get me wrong. But stone is stone, you know? I bet half my pay, but you know, no vice for me.
You say you've got a good job, and yet you're bored.
Well, it's just a figure of speech, really. I like my job. Is it boring? Yes, but I can entertain myself with a good fight or a football game. Well, watching them, that is.
You want to smoke?
Don't smoke or drink. No vice for me. Smoking's dirty. Alcohol goes straight to your head. And women, they're all just mean. Well, everyone except mine.
Well, I'm going back in.
एक मिनट, मुझे उससे क्वेश्चन पूछना है.
Are you sure about that? Not even one little vice?
Nope. Between you and me, when someone gives in to vice, it's because something's missing. Something in their life just isn't right. I've got a good wife, a good job, a good house, a good TV, and a good hobby. Sports. Well, watching them, that is. What else do I need, eh? Blacksad, vice is for losers. Man, I'm bored.
Man, I'm bored.
Well, I'm going back in.
That's great.
I won't be able to read Yale's medical report if she's around. I need to take a look at his medical report.
But how is that even possible?
I won't be able to read Yale's medical report if she's around.
And I need to wait. Trauma?
Trauma? Sherry speaking.
Get Dr. Gregor Talbot, please.
Yes, 1 minute. No, actually, Dr. Talbot won't be in until 12:30 according to my registry. Can I ask who's calling, please?
Let's see.
Sherry, this is Dr. Talbot. We have to reschedule the 12:30 procedure. I want everyone in the operating room in 5 minutes. If anyone gives you any grief, tell them it's a matter of life or death. Understood?
A matter of life and death. A matter of life and death. You gotta be kidding me. These people.
All right, now. How do I put this? I need something that you have.
Oh. Only if you guess why I'm giving it to you.
You want to help me solve a criminal investigation.
Well, aren't you smart? But be quick about it. You hear me, huh? If that witch comes back.
What? What does it say here?
Ah, you know doctors. The top handwriting is mine. Let's see. Extrasystole and dehydration caused by panic attack.
Extra what?
You know, arrhythmia, like skipped heartbeats.
Oh.
What about this here?
It's a good thing I know that Mr. Yale is in Dr. Ferguson's hands. Otherwise, I'd be worried.
Hey, no means no, miss.
You really don't know who I am, do you?
Miss, I've got orders. And the fact is, those orders say that...
There you are, Miss Dunn.
Huh?
Tell him, Blacksad. I can't get through that thick skull of his.
You see, Highfill, she's the owner of Yale's gym.
A woman?
Whether the kid recovers or not depends entirely on her.
Between you and me, and all due respect, miss, but aren't we taking this woman's liberation a little too far? All right, let her in, but she's your responsibility.
Thanks for convincing the cop.
You hired me to find Yale. I wanted you to see him with your own eyes.
I see. Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Why did you come? What are you doing here? Please, tell me, why are you here? Sonia, I need an answer.
No!
No!
Why did you say that? Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Let's.
Why did you come? What are you doing here?
Why did you say that? Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Oh.
Why did you say that?
What is this?
Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
देखिए guys. नहीं.
Why did you say that?
How can I stop her?
Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Guys, ये देखिए. फिर से गोली मारेगी. Let's try again.
Why did you say that?
मैंने अभी तक बोला ही नहीं है.
Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
No, ये देखिए. अब मैं क्या करूँ यहाँ? मैं किससे प्रोटेक्ट करूँ? लेट्स ट्राई अगेन। और तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते।
Why did you say that?
मैंने बोला ही नहीं ये कुछ। क्यों? बेचारा कुमार।
Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
नहीं गाइस, नहीं गाइस। So guys, let's see. वेट करते हैं थोड़ा सा। Okay, so let's try again.
No! No!
Why did you say that?
I nothing said. मैंने कुछ भी नहीं बोला है। क्यों मारते बेचारे?
Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight.
तो
You can leave now.
गाइस यहीं पे आएगा वो। आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ?
Why did you say that? Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Let's try again. और नहीं होगा तो फिर मैं इसको ऑफलाइन करूँगा।
Huh.
Okay.
She's gonna do something stupid. Sonia, don't.
He killed my father. You said so yourself.
Well, now I think he didn't. Sonia, I have reasons to believe he's innocent.
Look at your face. He did that, didn't he? How could he not be guilty?
Your father wouldn't want you to do this. He was a just man, and this is not justice.
Shut up. None of that matters. How could he not be guilty?
Your father sacrificed everything to pay your way through
I have
college.
not.
If you do this, you'll destroy the future your father wanted you to have. It's okay. It's okay.
नहीं नहीं नहीं. Shit.
Uncle Tim!
Sweetie, I came back from Los Angeles as soon as I could.
I told you not to rush back.
Come on now, honey. Aren't you going to introduce me to your friend?
No, this is John Blacksad, the detective who found Bobby.
Oh, so this is strictly professional. I thought you had some good news for your uncle.
No, Uncle Tim, don't be silly.
Come on, we'd better let him rest. I see. Let's say you're right and Bobby Yale is innocent. Who should we focus on now?
We?
Well, your father turned down my money, but he made me promise one thing, that I'd take care of you if anything happened to him.
But I can...
I know you're perfectly capable of managing that gym on your own, but we don't even know if he'll be ready to fight Stone. Besides, someone seems really invested in stopping that fight, and someone has to pay Mr. Blacksad to get to the bottom of all this. Please, talk some sense into her.
It's your life. As much as you love your uncle, it's up to you to decide whether you want his help or not.
Blacksad, I was just starting to like you.
All right. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
All right, stop crying or you'll ruin your makeup, honey. Now fix yourself up and I'll buy you some breakfast.
Wait, my purse.
I'll get it. It must be in there.
Blacksad, wait a minute. I think she needs some time alone, just like you and me. Listen, boy, do whatever it takes to find Joe's murder. Whatever it takes. If things get messy, don't worry. I'll clean them up. Deal?
Sure. I'll do my best.
Thank you. I trust you to get that ball to the end zone.
No. Are you telling stories about the great iron arm again?
Wait a minute. Of course. The Milestones quarterback. Tim Iron Arm Thorpe.
It's a good thing folks usually recognize me sooner. Blacksad, you coming to breakfast?
I'd love to, but I have to go ask for a favor.
So guys, let's यहाँ पे इसको लोड होने देते हैं. उसके बाद तो हम कल यस गाइस कल तो लोड होने दीजिए, नहीं तो बहुत पीछे तक खेलना पड़ेगा हमारे को. या एक्चुअली टाइम कम था और मैंने गलती में चॉइसेस कर ली, पर चलो उसकी जान तो बचा ली. हंड्रेड % होने वाला है. What happened? 100% you?
The investigation required that I ask Jake for a small favor. Or demand it, if worst came to worst.
So yeah, तो गाइस करते हैं गेम को बंद और आशा करते हैं आपको गेम प्ले पसंद आया होगा। अगर आया है तो वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा। जितना हो सके इसे फैलाइए और हो सके तो डोनेट कीजिए। तो ओवरऑल अभी तक गेम में मज़ा आया। थोड़ी बहुत गलतियाँ हुई हैं पर ठीक है, अब चलती है इतनी तो। सो मिलता हूँ गाइस मैं अगले वीडियो में, और कल पार्ट 3 हम लेके आएंगे ब्लैकसैड का। उसके बाद हम सोच रहे हैं कि द सिंकिंग सिटी हम खेलें। वैसे अभी मालूम नहीं है कितना और है, तो या इसके बाद हमारी इच्छा वही है, या फिर वेम्पायर हम खेल सकते हैं। तो देखते हैं उसके बाद क्या लाते हैं। परंतु कल आपसे मिलते हैं और आशा करेंगे कि आज का आपको डेली डोज पसंद आएगा। अगर पता है तो उसको भी लाइक शेयर करना मत भूलिएगा और जितना हो सके फैलाइए। तो आज के लिए इतना ही था। मैं था आपका दोस्त अमन सारडा। भारत माता की जय।
Station.